Hello Scorpio, welcome to your weekly horoscope. This is from Monday the 10th of June through to Sunday the 16th of June, my loves. So let's jump into it. There's a lot going on for you guys. I'm going to start off with, this is not the exact chart, but at the start of the week we actually have a major T-square between Mars, who just moved into Taurus in your 7th house, Pluto, who's in your 4th house at Aquarius, and the Moon, 10th house, Leo. So the start of this week, guys, I feel like it's actually really going to be like burning these desires, new desires. And it feels like there's this innate, it's not even new. It's the fact that these desires seem new because I feel like you haven't allowed yourself to express them for a very long time. And I feel like a lot of these desires actually have to do with you actually wanting to put yourself out there in the world. You want to be seen, Scorpio. You want to be doing and living a career that feels like it's inspiring, not only to yourself, but you want to inspire other people. I feel like there's this glitz and glamour that you've hidden underneath the rug, which is like really weird to say, but it really does feel like to me, guys, that there's this wake-up call that's coming in for you this week with this T-square between the 7th, the 10th, and the 4th that's saying, holy shit, I feel like I've allowed my partnerships and my relationships and family even and my emotions to stop me, to hold me back from actually going for the career and for the life that I really truly want. I feel like you guys really want a career that feels like it's something that brings nurturance to your soul, but it also brings nurturing to other people. I feel like there's this real love, Scorpio, that you guys have for other people. And with you having Virgo ruling your 11th house, it feels like to me like you're a healer of the people. You know, you're just a person who's healing to even be around. And people give Scorpio a lot of shit because you guys are so intense. But the reality is, you know, you're intense for a reason. It's because you guys are the only sign in the zodiac that, you know, goes to the deepest depths of the underworld and comes out unfucking scathed, because you guys can deal with the darkness. You guys can deal with the shit that no one else can deal with. And so I feel like you see things really, really clearly. And this week, I feel like you're going to start seeing your superpowers in the sense that you actually have that ability. I feel like you guys have like this X-ray vision with being able to see people very clearly about who they are. You're able to see people via their beliefs in a way, you know. I feel like you guys can tell somebody just by looking at them, just by hearing them speak. You can tell what somebody's like just by hearing them talk about what lights them up. I feel like you guys are really this week going to be very like intuitively on point, but also I think very motivated towards actually listening to your heart for the first time in a long time. I feel like you having the Sun in your 8th house, Scorpio, and Venus is in your 8th house, Mercury is in your 8th house, Jupiter's now in your 8th house. You're getting a like really nice dose of Scorpio energy. And I feel like for you guys, it's like you getting, like I said this to you last week, it's about you getting really curious about your own shadows and you getting curious about why you've been holding yourself back in certain areas. With the squares between Mercury and the Sun to Saturn in Pisces this week, there's definitely this need for creative expression, and your creative expression is going to help you actually deal with your emotions, but it's also going to help you know where it is that you're going. Mars is now in your 7th house, so, you know, he's kind of double unhappy, if I'm honest, because Mars in Taurus, he's in detriment, and then Mars in the 7th house, which is the house of Libra, is also in detriment. So it's a little bit difficult for you guys, I think, at the moment to really know how to fully move forward. I feel like the desires are being born this week. It's definitely like, holy shit, this is where I want to go. Like your song, I can't stop thinking about it. It's stuck in my head now, and it's Motley Crue, take me to the top, take me to the top, and I just keep hearing take me to the top. Like I feel like you guys really want to go somewhere, and I feel like you guys have been holding that back within yourself for a long time. It's like maybe you didn't see the value that you were able to provide for other people, but with Mars now being in your 7th house, this is about you now seeing the value that you can actually provide for other people in your career because of that T-square with the Moon in your 10th house. And with Pluto being there, you know, this is you having to have a healthy emotional state in order for you to be able to start building into the lifestyle and the career that you actually really do want to be a part of. Because if you're emotionally, you know, not stable, you're not going to be able to be stable, and you're not going to be able to share and shine and, you know, honor your creativity the way that you actually really want to. Because it feels like, you know, with having Leo on the 10th house, Scorpio, you guys have to be doing a career that feels like it's nurturing and at least an aspect of your creativity. Whether, you know, you're a baker, but you bake bread and you bake creative bread, you know, it's like whatever career vocation that you choose, there has to be an element of you being able to actually express your heart in there. If you can't be having heartfelt conversations, or if you can't be expressing yourself in a way that feels like it's genuine, then that's going to really leave you feeling like shit, and you're not going to be able to continue on with that career. And I feel like this week is definitely you seeing where things, you know, it could even be like an argument comes up with the boss or something, or there's just an argument with a co-worker or even a partner, or a family member even, about where it is that you're going, what it is that you're building, you know, and you having to really own the fact that you know really where it is that you want to go. You guys do know the path that you want to be on. You guys do know what it is that you need to build, and you're a Scorpio, so you understand the process and what has to go into that building of something. But until you guys actually commit to something, it's not going to go anywhere. So I feel like this week is the week of you committing to a new creative exploration within yourself, and it has to do with your career, it has to do with your home, it has to do with your relationships, you know. This is you learning to balance it all. I feel like the pressure is pushing you into being like, fuck, my career is actually so much more important than I realize, because if I'm not happy in my career, I take it out on my family, I take it out on my friends, I take it out on the people around me, and that's just not an energy that you want to be in anymore, Scorpio. It feels like with these squares to Saturn between your 8th house and your 5th house, it really is about being in an authentic space of processing your emotions without, you know, without feeling overwhelmed, and without sort of throwing them on anybody else either. We have the trickster archetype coming out. It says transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Shadow attribute is manipulating others through duplicity. So it is about changing your behavior this week, doing things differently, doing things in a way that you haven't actually done them before. You are going to be having a really powerful moon opposition when the moon moves into Virgo towards the end of the week and opposes Neptune. So that's between your 11th house and your 5th house. So it's definitely this push and pull, this tug of war between wanting to share and feeling maybe like you're, you know, you're not being received properly, or you're not feeling like you know how to even express things, because moon is really, Neptune at 29 degrees is the ultimate of fog, of spiritual fog, and being completely like, what the fuck is even going on? So with the moon making its opposition with that between your 5th and your 11th, this is you maybe being a little bit confused about how to, you know, offer your creativity in a way that feels like you're going to be received, especially with Lilith being there. It's a little bit like feeling like other people aren't seeing clearly what it is that you're trying to show, and you needed to sort of accept that. With Saturn being there, it's like, you know, learning to master your creativity and to be creative even when other people aren't seeing as what you're doing as being like, you know, they don't feel the same way about it, is kind of what I'm trying to say. You know, this is you needing to like own the fact that art is not meant to be palatable for everyone. You're not meant to be palatable for everyone, Scorpio. You're meant to scare some people, and that's the energy of this week. You are going to scare some people. You are going to make some people uncomfortable. Maybe your art's a little bit dark. Fucking who cares? If they can't handle it, that's on them. You're just needing to share in an authentic way, and to share your emotions in a creative way. Express your emotions. It's not even sharing, it's expressing your emotions in a creative way. We have the eternal child at the bottom of the deck. The light attributes is determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. Shadow attributes is inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. So it is the career thing. It's about you being able to be, you know, this bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, excited for life little child when it comes to what it is that you want to actually do. We have the gambler. Wow, you have the trickster and the gambler. So you're needing to sort of take a leap of faith this week. Do something that feels like a little bit of a gamble. And I feel like with your career, it does feel like a gamble, but I can promise you that changing things up in your career is actually going to help you pay. It's going to pay off. It's going to help you see things in a more positive perspective, because I think things not working in the career trickles down to every aspect of life. Gambler is the light attributes is willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. Shadow attribute is relying on luck rather than hard work. So we have two messages about not working hard enough. So at the moment, Scorpio, it is a time with the North Node especially being in your 6th house and Chiron being there is a need for you guys to be sort of grinding things out at the moment, which is really annoying. I know that no one wants to be grinding their ass out, but you kind of are in this energy of needing to grind. And with the beggar at the bottom of the deck, you're needing to grind in order to sort of like show yourself that you can grind. I feel like there's some self-worth sort of stuff, especially with Mars now being in Taurus. 7th house is, I feel like you guys determine your self-worth sometimes by the relationships and people around you and the opinions that other people have about you. And I think in some ways that it's kind of left you feeling a little bit out in the cold, because you can't always rely on other people to sort of be your self-esteem, to be your cheerleader. Sometimes you need to be a cheerleader for yourself. So this eternal child on the gambler is saying ability to see things with fresh eyes and to follow your intuition. So looking at your career with a fresh perspective, with fresh eyes, looking at it from a place that feels exciting rather than like overwhelming. I feel like there's this desire that you really feel deep within you that says, I want to go and I want to reach the top of my field and I want to be the best that I can be. But then there's all this fear that shows up as well, and that says, but am I smart enough? You know, with these squares between Saturn and Pisces in the 8th and the 5th, it's like, am I smart enough? Is my expression too much? Like, am I too much for people? It's all just like, I also wanted to say, like, if you don't have kids, or if you are thinking about kids, this could definitely be a week where it's like you're feeling really clucky, or you're just like being like, oh, okay, in my future I do want to have children, so what is the legacy that I want my children to be left with? What do I want my children to, you know, be inspired by me from or for? What is it that I want my kids to be looking at me like, wow, mom, dad, they did a mad job. I'm so proud that my dad is my dad and my mum is my mum because they did this thing. You know, it's not about having to be achieving shit in order to be worthwhile, but it is about you achieving something in your life in order to feel like you're fulfilled, because that's just, you know, if we don't nurture our 10th house, if we don't listen to Saturn, we will end up having felt like we failed because we didn't actually achieve anything that we set out initially that we felt inspired to do, you know, as children. If we let that stuff sort of go to the wayside, we end up feeling stuck and stifled. Wise one's coming out that says grow within your current situation. So you're really being asked to grow at the moment and to see the wisdom that you actually hold. You're a lot smarter, you know a lot more, and especially spiritually, your intuition is fucking on fire. You guys, like, you know, with all this in the 8th house, you guys really spiritually are able to like see the truth at the moment, especially with Gemini being on the 8th house. This is like you seeing the truth for what it actually is and not being afraid of it. The facts are going to bring you so much joy, I think, because you're seeing things the way they are. And I think that, you know, the facts are the fact. Listen to me. The fact is that you actually do have the capability to build a legacy and to build something that feels like it can be inspiring for generations to come. You're generationally healing this week with this T-square to Pluto, but it's probably waking you up to where there is some healing that needs to be done within the lineage. And there's pain here, there's this, you know, all sorts of things that we've sort of swept under the rug. And this week is the week where it kind of comes out to be seen. We have Warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. So it's definitely a time for you to be in your strength, to be in your power as well. You know, having the North Node in Aries in your 6th house, I think I said it to you last week, Scorpio, but it's definitely a great time to be working out. Exercising is going to really help you at the moment. We have, oh my god, no, I'm not taking those bloody cards. I'm going to take that one. Okay, that's the right one. Sorry, but my deck was all fucked up. Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. So that's the thing. You don't need to be right all the time, Scorpio. And that can be the thing with Gemini on the 8th house too. It's like this need to always be right, to always have your facts known. And, you know, sometimes it's fine to just know it yourself. It's fine to just keep it within yourself. You don't need to share with everyone else, you know, the fact that you might be right and they might be wrong. Sometimes the most humble thing we can do is just shut the fuck up and let people be wrong, you know, and just let it go. Then we have Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. So it's definitely about harnessing your chi, you know, harnessing the power that you have to create, harnessing your energy this week. It's definitely, you know, I'm hearing Qigong. It's definitely a week where it can be very much powerful for you to really be taking your energy and mastering it, you know, moving slowly, not rushing into things. Yes, taking a gamble. Yes, doing things a little bit differently this week, but doing it in a way that feels really grounded, doing it in a way that isn't just like jumping off the cliff sort of thing. And then we have Spirit Fox, trust in your talents in changing times. So trust that you are actually talented, trust that your skills are worthwhile, trust that you do have an ability to inspire people and to help people and to really, like, you know, you guys really do have this ability to shine in your creativity, and you have this ability to be seen for your heart, you know, your heart essence. That's what midheaven Leo is. So it's kind of like, can you allow your heart to finally be seen? Can you actually wear your heart on your sleeve for the first time, Scorpio? Because you are the #1 sign to put your heart away and to hide it away. So I feel like this week is a little bit like having your heart out on the sleeve and not being so tucked away and hidden, you know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave this reading here. I hope that you enjoyed it, Scorpio. Please do let me know down below if it resonated. Drop me some feedback, any suggestions for future videos and all that sort of stuff. If you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up because it really helps to share these videos to more beautiful Scorpio souls. If you want to book a personal tarot or astrology reading with me, you can do that down below through the link in my description. Now I'm noticing that really annoying goddamn, oh my god, the noise. This is an example of just like external things feeling chaotic this week, Scorpio. I've been talking about it a lot with everyone, but this is just like a week where frustration can really come up, and it's like uncontrollable stuff. Like, I'm not out there leaf blowing. It's just some random guy in his backyard leaf blowing that is affecting me. So it's like, you know, we can't always fix the problem directly. Sometimes we need to just accept things as how they are, and we need to try and do our best with what we have. Anyway, extra little tangent for you guys. I'd like to thank your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, your spirit guides, all the beautiful benevolent beings that are surrounding you and I in all moments, for allowing me to receive and to deliver this message to you guys. Do make sure you check out your channeled songs down below, and as well as any of your other placements and the daily horoscope, and I will see you in the next one. Scorpio, peace.